Sorry about that, guys. My camera only limits me to a certain number of minutes, so I'll start again. Well, I'll take it from where I left off. So took the 1/4 dowels and just pressed them through. So the dowels not glued in, they're just pressed in. And this is my collection of bayonets. And these are the knives that pretty much started off for me. This is the knives that got me into making knives. And it was my interest in bayonets. Now, I don't claim to be a historian or know everything about these bayonets. So if I say anything incorrectly, please correct me, because I am interested in learning as much as I can about them. So these bayonets represent World War II. They were used in other wars as well, but definitely in World War II. The one on the bottom is from Japan for the rifle Arisaka. The one above that is for the Russian rifle, and I forget which one. I know it, but I just can't think of it right now. That one there is German for the K98 Mauser. The one above that is a Remington 1917 for the trench gun. And the trench gun was used in World War I, World War II, and I think the Vietnam War as well. Then we have these two, which are American. These were originally 16 inches long with a fuller that extended past that point. And at some time they decided that these were too long and they cut them back. They cut them down. They cut them down in either a spear point, which is what you see here, or a tanto, or a buoy shape. This one and this one above here are both spear points. They are marked from American Fork and Hoe, and I think this one is United Cutlery. 1940, I think 1943, 1942. I can't see through the camera right now. And that's when they were altered. And on the other side, it's the original maker's mark, or perhaps the maker's mark was erased. This one is pretty cool because it's originally American Fork and Hoe, cut down, and then by American Fork and Hoe in 1940. I'm going to take a look. 1943. This one's 1943. So this is 1942. That's pretty funny that, that same company did it to their own knives, but to me that's kind of interesting. Here was a different company. Here's the United Cutlery, stamped 1942, so it was made in 1942. And it's got the full 16 inches. So at some time during the war, they either recycled the ones from the previous war, World War I, changed the grips from a wooden to this plastic, which I think is called bakelite. And then they thought they were too long, or perhaps for a different purpose, they took the long ones and cut them down. And then the one on top is from Spain. It's got the bolo design, or the recurve design, which is why I thought it was interesting. Another thing that's interesting, for those guys who are interested in bayonets, and I don't have an answer for this one, is why, if anyone knows, that'd be great if you can tell me. Why is it that the American trench gun looks so much like the Japanese Arisaka bayonet? I mean, if you even look at the fuller, they're identical. The grind line here, the plunge line here is identical. The spine is almost identical. The length is very similar. And the tips are very similar. I thought that was kind of interesting. So, two more things to cover. Number one, regarding displaying knives and such, I think it would be really cool if I purchased a knife from all the you cool knife makers that I really appreciate your work, appreciate your comments and support on my channel. Guys like L. Marshall, Gavco, of course, D-Man, there's so many to list. Doberman, Andy, brother Andy, with his great post-apocalyptic knives. Got to check him out as well. Check out all these guys. Cohen is doing a lot of really cool work. I like to see, he's new to YouTube, so he hasn't done any knives yet, but straight off the bat, the guy seems like a perfectionist, and I'm expecting a lot of good things from Cohen. And I'll put links below. So it'd be cool to have and display, together with my work, knives, one knife at least, from all these really cool knife makers, and I think a lot of guys on YouTube would love that. I mean, so I think that'd be really cool. So I think a lot of you guys would agree. Kylie's got a giveaway where he's giving a knife, a collection of knives from I think 8 different knife manufacturers, custom knife makers, and I think that's a really cool idea, really cool giveaway, and so I'd be interested in doing that for myself, buying one knife from all these cool knife makers, just to display, only because I appreciate their work on YouTube. I really appreciate their style and the quality of knives, and I'll put the links below, as many as I can. Let's see, last thing I wanted to show you. Sorry for the shaky camera. This is one of the 4 first knives that I made. This one was made, first one with my son and I. He designed it, and together we made it out of mild steel, cut it from Home Depot, or purchased from Home Depot. So we made the scales, I mean the guard, everything from mild steel, not heat treated, because it was just practice. It was just trying to figure out, you know, whether this is something we could do, if we'd find it fun, if it was easy or not. There's multiple finger grooves here, so you could choke up or choke back or pull back on it. So that's why there's 6 finger grooves, so you have multiple positions. And again, it was just limited equipment, and a few $100s spent, and I was making knives. If I used real steel and it was heat treated, then they'd be real knives. But you know, I just didn't start off buying real steel. Wanted to practice somehow. Again, more examples of the first few knives I made. I just wanted to turn to knife number 3. So this is the Big Brother K-bar knife that I showed you. This has got the red marker, which I had learned that would help you. Help you with the etching, but not with this kind of steel, so it didn't work. And this is the karambit. This is number 1. The one I consider number 3 that my dad has. So this is the karambit. Again, first time knife maker, first time making a knife, limited equipment. This is black and green G10 scales. It has a satin finish, a higher polish, leading up to almost a mirror polish at the tip. I modeled this after a dinosaur tooth. That's why I had this different polish surface, treatment, whatever. The pictures don't do it justice. You really can't tell, but satin finish to a higher polish, to as high polish as I could. And this was easily done because here where it's the most work and the highest polish was just a small area. So, and that has that one. Alright guys, so I hope you found these 2 videos interesting. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your comments. I do plan to sell a few knives. In a few months I'll have them done. I don't know how many months, 3 months maybe. I'll have some done. I'll put them up to sale. Maybe Kylie will allow me to sell them on Gear Bastion. I'll put links to that. Subscribe to these guys that I recommend because they're really good guys. And please comment so I know what you guys want to see more of, what you guys like, what you guys don't like. And I'll try to tailor my channel to what my subscribers like and appreciate. Alright guys, have a great day. See you all later.